Hello, VC. It's been a while since I've shown anything. I got given to me a big tote full of records. Nothing spectacular. Most of this is in terrible shape. Lots of hisses, pops, crackles. But you know, there's some really good music beneath all of that. A lot of these were missing jackets, sleeves, just the record is there. Some of it's actually really good. I pulled out just a small stack tonight and cleaned some of it up and played with it. And I thought I'd go ahead and just quickly show you some of it. First up on Pickwick is Chuck Berry, Sweet Little Rock and Roller. We all know Pickwicks are not great. But this has got some stuff from Chuck that I don't think I've ever heard. Check Me Out, Ramblin' Rose, Good Night, Well It's Time to Go. Of course, then it has Sweet Little Rock and Roller and Carol, which were hits for him. Old Baby Doll was a hit. Got a version of CC Rider on here. Just some different type of stuff. Novelty. Mickey Mouse Disco. This is in fair shape. I think this is a duplicate for me. I believe I have another copy. I just have to figure out which one's in the better shape. I believe this one's in better shape jacket-wise, but I think the vinyl's in better shape on the other record I have. I know Barbara Mandrell, and I know her sister's Louise. So this is a Louise Mandrell record with R.C. Bannon. I've never heard of R.C. Bannon. This is on the RCA label. Got songs like Just Married, She's Deep in the Heart of Texas, Biggest Broken Heart in Houston, our wedding band. Again, I'm not familiar with R.C. Bannon. This record actually is VG, not VG Plus, but VG. Here's another one I would consider VG. Lionel Richie, Can't Slow Down, on Motown. Of course, Can't Slow Down is on here. Love Will Find a Way, Hello, All Night Long. Another one here that's actually VG. Almost VG Plus, actually. Well, no, not with the jacket. It's got a tear in it here. But the Partridge Family, Sleeping Bag. It's gatefold. Records up there. I can't tell. This one's called Night Moves. Record 2, side 4, so it's part of a set. It's not normal. Looks like the B-side is like sound effects or dance moves of some type. Loop Under Turn, Pretzel and Man's Matador Back Pass, the Lateral Dip, the Cuddle Dip, Death Drop. We're coming into Halloween. This record is very, very trashed, but I've played most of it and it plays through with no skips, just a lot of crackles and pops. America on Warner Brothers, and you're going to look at this and go, why would you play that? Just for the nostalgia, I guess. The Blackwood Brothers, Blackwood Singers, Favorites of Yesterday on San and Don label. Now there's some better stuff in here that I will show eventually. Really good soul, 60s soul music that I was very surprised to see in here, and they're in beautiful shape. There's an Aretha Franklin gospel album, Laverne Baker on Atlantic, Joe Tex on Atlantic, Or is it Stax? I think Joe Tex was on Stax. There's some great stuff on Atlantic and Stax thrown in this mess, and I was pleased to see it in there and very surprised. Like I said, I just grabbed a stack out of there and started playing with it. Here is Buck Owens live at the Nugget. Just the record. This one I have not played yet. I just cleaned that one up. We'll see how well it plays. Another Pickwick, but this is a children's famous ghost stories with scary sounds. And it looks like somebody shot it with a BB gun when it plays. Turtles, and I actually don't have any turtles, so I'm really excited to give this a spin if it plays through. Turtles Golden Hits on the White Whale label. The Guess Who, Rockin', just the record. Lefty Frizzell sings the songs of Jimmy Rogers. This is actually VG. Maybe even VG Plus on this. It's a repress. It's not an original. It's on not the Columbia 2i. White Christmas, Andy Williams. Again, VG. This is interesting. Great country hits of the year. This is part of a 2-album set. This is side C and D. Now this I actually have had since I was a kid, this next one. And surprisingly enough, this is going to be an upgrade for me. This is on Ronco Records. It's an album called Get It On. And this is jacket-wise in beautiful shape. And the record is in beautiful shape. The copy I have, is, of course, has got some seam splits. And I actually wrote on it because I was a kid. But it's got things like Brownsville Station, Smoking in a Boy's Room, Cliff Holmes' Playground in My Mind, The Funky Worm by Ohio Players, Spiders and Snake by Jim Stafford, Dobby Gray, Drift Away. Really, really solid album for the early 70s stuff. This came out in 74 on Ronco. Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, Woman Woman. And actually, Jimmy Payne is a good friend of mine. Jimmy wrote Woman Woman. As well as Jim Glazier was the co-writer of the Glazier Brothers. Their compilation, and this one I would say is VG Plus. This is called Tenderly. The record is in wonderful shape. Not a scratch on it. It's got people like Willie Nelson, Charlie Rich, Jim Reeves, Eddie Arnold, Bobby Bear, Slim Whitman, Chet Atkins. Here's one that I wish was in better shape. Hank Thompson's 25th anniversary album. This is a gatefold with a bunch of just pictures of the career. A lot of big hits for Hank on here. Whoa Sailor, Humpty Dumpty Heart, The New Blackboard of My Heart, Oklahoma Hills, Wild Side of Life, Wildwood Flower. Ray Price, The Lonesomest Lonesome. This has got to be somewhere in the 70s. 1972, it's early 70s. Not in bad shape. VG. Oldies But Goodies Volume 4. I've been looking for some of this series. I've got a couple other records. I love the 50s stuff, and I've got a lot of it. And actually, I probably got all of these songs on here numerous times. Blue Suede Shoes by Carl Perkins. Love is Strange, Mickey and Sylvia. Silhouettes by the Rays. Could This Be Magic by the Dubs. Whole Lot of Shakin', Jerry Lee. I've got a lot more of this stuff to eventually show. This is just what I cleaned up tonight and was playing with. I thought I would just quickly show you, and I think it's probably some of the worst of the stack. But it's just been fun going through and trying to find what's there. Now, the first night I got it home, I did go through the box and pull out probably 100 records that were just complete junk or stuff that I would never listen to, ever. I don't care for Barbra Streisand. There was 2 albums of her in there, 2 copies of Barry Manilow live, and I've got 1 copy already. Just things like that. Gosh, there was some jazz stuff in there, and I'm not a huge jazz fanatic, especially the busy jazz where it's like 5 or 6 songs being played at once. That's just out of my league. Now, I do like things like Duke Ellington, that type of stuff I do like. So I do have some of that in my collection. Billie Holiday, Etta James, things like that. There's just some great things in this box that I'm slowly going through and pulling out and cleaning up and playing. But this is what I was playing with tonight. And again, I think it's probably some of the worst stuff that was in the box. I just grabbed a stack and was playing with it. But thank you guys for watching. And like I said, I know a lot of you guys are going, why would you ever let a needle touch that record? But again, thank you for watching.